Hey, welcome back to Marmchest. I'm your host, Mist.
And I'm your other host, Jack.
And I'm Brody.
I hear we've got quite the lineup going on today. Why don't you fill us in, Jack?
Yeah, so we actually quite a stacked lineup, if you ask me. So I'm actually interviewing two people. I'm interviewing Lebeziatnikov and Luzin. Both of them have been roommates and have been through quite a bit together. So I've actually got a question for you two. Speaking of being roommates, what's it like? Do you guys have fights, or is it pretty calm over there in your household?
We have some fights on occasion. Like recently, we had an argument about love interests. Then Lebezianikov, just started slandering me about how bad of a person I am.
Well, to be fair, your ideals are shit, and your engagement is failing. You would never be able to have a successful relationship.
What about your love interest? How's that working out for you?
That's not related to the question, sir.
I'm fairly sure it is.
We are talking about how you are a failing suitor.
All right. And what exactly
You are
am I
petty and
failing?
narrow-minded, Luzin.
Narrow-minded?
Yes.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna cut you guys off before it gets a little too heated here. This next question is actually directed at Luzin in about your relationship with Dunya. So I know it's been going through what some might call some rough patches recently. How do you feel about your relationship as a whole, and what do you think you could be doing to maybe remedy it?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's not going too well. I do believe that Raskolnikov guy did cause a lot of problems with it. He's been causing a lot of problems in general. But I do believe the biggest problem in the relationship was that I just did not give Dunya and her mother enough gifts. It's like, they're in a bit of poverty. They would have appreciated it if I gave them a lot more. I think they would have stayed with me longer if I had just given them more, you know?
Thank you, Luzin. All right, I've got a question for Lebeziatnikov here. So, pretty recently, only a few days ago, you went through this very, quite frankly, traumatic event, I would think, of seeing Katerina fall into this craze sort of state, you might say, and then unfortunately passing away in front of you. I know for many people this would affect them severely. How has it affected you, and how are you dealing with this sort
Wait,
of
hey,
trauma in your
hang
life?
on. You're saying that stripper died?
Well, I mean, these days I don't really know what to expect from people. There's nothing you can draw out from what you see. I don't really know how I'm supposed to handle it, to be honest. What 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 do you want me to say about it?
How I'm just trying to figure out emotionally how this has affected your emotional stability potentially and how you plan on fixing that and continuing going on with day-to-day life
I
with
mean,
this
that
event.
seems like a very strangely directed question. I can't exactly pinpoint how this affects me. I mean, it
All right,
was a real shock to be sure. Um,
sure, for sure.
I can't further elaborate unless no, I
Okay, hang on.
suck.
That Katerina Ivanovna, is that the stripper? Did she died?
Yes.
Is
I
is
see.
this the first time hearing about this, Susan?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I just asked the questions, all right? I'm so sorry that this is how it's broken to you.
He thinks he's better than us. He can't be informed about these basic things.
You're one to
All right.
talk.
I think we should all just calm down. I think we're all pretty emotionally high strung after the last few
Am
days.
I though? I think you're putting emotions in my speech.
All right, moving on to our next interviewer. Ow!
Hey, you just hit me, buddy. What the heck?
Has this ever happened to you?
Oh, you better have insurance.
Oh, do I have a solution for that?
Marmalade!
Huh? Marmalade?
We're here for you at every step of the driving journey, offering simple and affordable ways for young drivers to get behind the wheel. With a 4.2 out of 5 stars from Trustpilot, you can be sure Marmalade Insurance has your back. Go to wearemarmalade.co.uk or wearemarmalade.co.uk/contact us, or go to the Marmalade House at Alpha Business Centre, Mallard Road, Bretton, Peterborough, PE3 8AF to learn more today. Marmalade Insurance.
You're lucky you had marmalade, buddy. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Marmchast. Thank you to our sponsors, Marmalade. We now have two very important people. We have Raskolnikov and Dunya. I think we should get started right away. So quick question for Dunya. How has Lucian's accusations of material motives changed your views on him? And was there a real reason for you rejecting him?
Yeah, so basically, Lucian's accusation of me made me really think about what he was actually trying to get with me, and it was very selfish. He basically just wanted to use me to look good in front of other people.
Yeah.
And that's basically the real reason why I rejected him. I realized I should have listened to my brother, and I should have just seen that he was being selfish from the beginning. So that's about it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Now a quick question for Raskolnikov. Why do you think Lucian was trying to embarrass you?
You know, he's a very selfish person.
Yeah.
He always seemed to have a problem with me whenever I'm in the room, and it didn't seem that he appreciated me being at the dinner with Dunya and all the others that were there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think he's very happy with me, and he wants to get some sort of revenge on me some way or another.
I understand. So now we have one last question for the both of you. Obviously a kind of somber subject. How has Katerina's death affected you guys?
So for me, I haven't really had that big of a relationship with Katerina, so it hasn't really affected me that much, but I can see in like the people around me, they had a bigger relationship with her, so I can see how it affected them bigger than me.
For me, I was a bit shocked at first, but having already seen some deaths, it might not have affected me as much as other people. Also, seeing her in her crazy state, it was a bit sad to see her still living away, but...
Seeing other deaths, yeah.
What shocked me the most was what happened afterwards with Svidrigailov, telling me that he basically knows what the conversation I had with Sonia that other day when I revealed to her about the murders.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I think we have one more interview with Sonia and Katerina, so I'll let that happen.
Want a break from the ads? If you tap now to watch a short video, you'll receive 30 minutes of ad-free music. Yes, really. If you tap now to watch a short video, you'll receive 30 minutes of ad-free music.
Alright, welcome back to the Marmchast. Thank you again to our sponsors. This podcast would not be possible without them. I am back with two very important people. It's Sonia and Katerina. And I just want to, ask you both an overarching question to start this off. So you are related. How has the family relationship been affected by these recent events?
Yeah, so for me, Sonia, obviously the death of Katerina has greatly affected our whole family relationship, because she was, even though I was doing a lot of the work with the family and getting all the resources for us, she still was basically the head of the family, and everyone looked up to her. And now that she's gone, it's definitely going to affect our whole relationship of our family. Also, with Lucen accusing me of taking the money, it's definitely going to be big controversy now with our family and how people look upon our family.
Of course. I get that. And Katerina, how about
There's nothing sensible I can say about this. We are a noble family. I can't understand why I'm being treated this way. I don't want to.
I get it. You don't have to respond. Don't worry about it. And Sonia, I've heard some chatter of a possible thievery. Some people are accusing you of stealing a 100 ruble bill, I believe it was. Luzhin's involved somewhere. Could you give some insight on that whole situation?
Yeah, so Luzhin basically accused me of stealing a $100 ruble bill from him, which I'm just very shocked about because I've never been someone like that my whole life. I've always been someone who wants to give back, and I've never taken anything. I have morals, and I don't really believe in stealing for just the good of myself. I'm not sure if Lucen was trying to set me up, which I don't really understand because I've never wronged him in the past, and I thought he was being really nice to me, giving me the the 10 ruble bill in the beginning. So I'm just very shocked and confused about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine. And one last question, Katerina. How has Katerina's death affected you?
Impactful.
Truly, that's deep. Well, thank you. Thank you, both of you. And, of course, thank you all 4 other guests that we have had on this episode. Well, that should do it for this episode of Marmchast. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all our sponsors. I've been your host, Mist.
I've been your host, Jack.
I'm Brody.
Thank you for watching, listening.